another day in the life.
I ain't getting out of bed today.
Keep waking up from the previous night.
Hey everyone, quick follow-up to sort of the Cintiq Pro 24/32 updates and new information I have. I haven't gotten my Cintiq Pro 24 review out yet because I don't actually own the device. I'm waiting for the touch and it's not released. But I've been following some of the reviews on YouTube and some of the Amazon reviews and things like that. And if you just saw my last review on the Wacom Link Plus, you'll know that, I always have a dialogue with Wacom because I love these devices and devices in general and because I have no life. But anyway, what they told me was regarding the biggest complaint seems to be around fan noise. And, a lot of people don't know, but even in the 16-inch Pro, which I have, there was a similar complaint about fan noise. And when I did my review, I was actually surprised somebody asked me about fan noise, and I didn't even know there were fans in there. The point is they're trying to accommodate the Cintiq engine, right? Now, they haven't told me this, but it's a bit of common sense. So instead of this, flat device like we got with the 13-inch and 16-inch, we got more of a different design to accommodate, what's essentially a full-blown PC. So I didn't expect fans to be in there, but I mean, it's not a shock because they don't want you drawing on this thing and the screen getting hot as hell, or, everything overheating and, which is going to lead to a diminished life in components. So they know about the fan noise. My recommendation would be if you're having that, before you, go ape shit and start, putting reviews all over the place, give them a call and let them know what's going on. That's something I'm sure they can throttle down with drivers and such, or firmware updates, especially if you're not using the Cintiq engine, which I suspect most of us won't be. So, for me, I'm not really that worried about it. Obviously, I don't have it, but I mean, my PC's so freaking loud, I don't know if I'd hear it anyway. The second thing, which is a little bit more alarming for me, is the dead pixels. So some of the Amazon reviews, I'm not seeing as much on YouTube, but some of the Amazon reviews, people are really, posting these reviews of 7, 8 dead pixels. Now, on a 4K display, obviously those pixels are really small, but still, for the price you're paying, that's just not acceptable. The only thing I would mention is that, none of these, display makers, even TV makers, most of them are sourcing their panels from somewhere. Who the hell knows where they're actually getting the panels from or what have you. But again, this is an issue they know about. And when I spoke to them, they said, listen, these are our flagship models. And as opposed to previous releases, they actually have a, I'll call it an escalated level of, customer service regarding these devices. I think they mentioned it was like the way they described it, it's almost like the higher level. And, I guess the leadership there is really kind of, paying attention to this and making sure these devices are successful. So, again, give Wacom a call. When I spoke to them and I told them about dead pixels, they said that's absolutely an exchange. I don't know what their policy was in the past, but give them a call. They might be able to. They'll probably be able to swap it out for you for a different panel or, what have you, and you'll be back in business. The third thing, which even myself I was critical of, was the lack of Vesa mount. Now, once these things were released and I saw how they were built, I could see how the kind of Vesa mount would be right dead center where the Cintiq engine would be, and you're not drilling holes into a PC, I guess, like that's mounting in there. And even the cover case is too flimsy. You wouldn't be able to mount to that anyway. So, balance becomes an issue. And, of course, the Wacom community has been out there making their own impromptu stands and stuff like that out of acrylic, or so one guy made it out of like really thin sheet metal and stuff like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, the device is so light. It's only 16 pounds, 17 pounds, something like that. So one of those fabricated things, the only thing you're worried about is if somebody rotates a lot or, in either direction, messing with the pitch a lot, you have to watch with, acrylic or something like that, especially if you're really tightening it into those 4 screws, it doesn't crack or something like that. But not a huge concern for me. The guys who were kind of putting these things together are smart. They're putting spacers in between the Cintiq and the actual acrylic, and that gives it, any little bit of flexibility it has will prevent cracking and stuff like that. Just note, if you go put one of these things on there, I don't know what Wacom stance is about you using something essentially third party and then the freaking screw rips out. I mean, you always have to be careful fabricating or buying something fabricated, and sticking it on a device like this. But anyway, the official news is that Wacom does have a, I wouldn't call it Vesa mount solution, but in comparison to what the Dell Canvas did, Dell Canvas came out with their, like a steel kind of back plate to mount to like an Ergotron arm. Wacom's not doing that. What they're doing is they will have a very similar, well, I guess, back plate, but they're actually releasing their own Wacom branded arm. I haven't seen, pictures of it yet. They've talked to me about it. I have no idea what it's going to cost, but this isn't the mounting stand that's already, that we've heard about. This is an actual arm. So, again, like it or not, that you have to kind of buy through them if you want, official stuff. But they've decided to enter in the arm market. Maybe whatever they're doing will accommodate the 32-inch as well. I don't know why they made this decision, but if you're one of those people that doesn't want to fabricate or buy something kind of third party and you want to wait, I'm hearing the release is somewhere around May, but again, Wacom and accessories, we just don't know. No idea on the price and stuff like that. But if you can deal with it for now, meaning the 24-inch you're just laying on the table, or if it's really a deal breaker from you, you could always wait to see what they come up with themselves. And then finally, your third option, some people are selling them, but you can make one of those adapters people are doing. You can go to Home Depot and get, a piece of wood, or I wouldn't use anything like MDF, something like, it's total garbage. You're going to fall apart. But if you really can't handle it, you can go look on YouTube and find a way to make your own stand. But that's my update for now. Official, Wacom is coming out with their own Ergotron type arm, that'll mount to the 24-inch display. So be on the lookout for that. And if you have a problem with dead pixels and fan noise, please let them know so that they can fix it. So by the time I get one, it doesn't have any of this shit. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Leave any questions or comments below, and take it easy.
Another day, damn, keep waking up from